Welcome to the Geek and I podcast. This is something new that we're going to try and do today. It is called the Geek and I Reviews, and I welcome in my co-host once again, Jeff Dickinson. Jeffrey, how are you today?
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm doing great. Doing most excellent as usual.
All right. So today, as you probably saw, we are checking out the Cobra Kai season 3. So if you have had a chance to watch season 3, we would like you guys to follow along with us and leave your comments in the comment section as to what you believe is happening on Cobra Kai, where you think our, I guess, theories lie, the reviews that we have and on our points that we try to make today. So let's get in the mood. For our review. We are sponsored by Metallic Dice Games for everything you need in the world of gaming. Visit metallicdicegames.com and use offer code GNN at checkout and save 10%. We are also sponsored by ksspecialty.com. They're your one-stop shop for promotional items, products, and business gifts. And remember, for everything geek, visit geeknewsnow.net. And once more time, spoiler warning, if you have not yet seen Cobra Kai Season 3. All right, Jeffrey, where I'd like to start is what are your initial thoughts of Cobra Kai Season number 3?
Well, man, I dig it. It's really cool. What I did here before season 3, because I was prepping for it, I decided to watch Karate Kid, the first 3 movies, for the pure fact that the season 1 and season 2 had some good references that, it's been a while since I've seen it. So, yeah, it kind of helped out. So my suggestion to y'all guys, if you haven't seen the original first 3 films, revisit them, and then when you get ready for Karate Kid season 3, it really helps, I think. What do you think, John?
Well, I was never the first 2 I really enjoyed, the first 2 Karate Kid movies. The third one I had a hard time, I would say, getting through, just because of the main villain, Terry Silver.
Yeah.
He was, I always thought, kind of like a ripoff of Steven Seagal. So it really didn't sit well with me. So I struggled through it yesterday for this episode and realized, wow, that's a pretty bad movie. But as far as season 3 of Cobra Kai, to me, it was kind of a letdown.
Really?
Yeah. I think when you're watching it, I don't know, it just seemed like it had too much violence, too much bullying, and there's no way that these kids would not be getting in trouble for what for what was going on
Especially
in
trashing the house, huh?
well, not only trashing the house, but fighting in school, and that kick that she gave the guy on the soccer field, where she does the backflip and kicks him in the face. I just think it had just had the story just really, they really didn't know what to do with the kids anymore. And I think the first two seasons, they really had an idea where they wanted to go with Johnny and Danny and the kids being in the dojos, competing dojos. But once they did that twice, now I did enjoy the fight scene at the end of season 2 in the school. Just basically for the wow factor of wow, how did they do that? That's pretty neat. Other than that, as far as season 3, yeah, I was kind of like let down because of the actual storyline. It's like they didn't really have anywhere that they wanted to go with these guys, and I don't know. It just felt like we're just waiting to get to the end to do something.
Well, for me, I took it a little bit differently because, see, I wasn't concentrating on the storyline of the kids. I was more fascinated by, the flashbacks, especially for, what was the guy's name that runs the dojo now for Cobra Kai? Not Chris. Kreese. There you go. I liked his flashback story. And by the way, was that Michael Anthony Hall playing the CEO of his back in the Vietnam flashback? It looked like him to me.
No, he's actually. I know him from. I don't know his name. I know him from a show called Army Wives. I think he was in a show called Army Wives. I don't think that was Anthony Michael Hall from.
It looked just like him to me, and
yeah.
I'm going to have to do some Googling after the show here because I need to solve that question. But I thought for sure I saw it. I was looking at him and his voice and his facial features. Totally looks like Michael Anthony Hall to me, but who knows? But going back, I did enjoy the flashbacks to learn a little bit more about Kreese and where his strike first and all that came from is because that fight he had to do with his CO. Leave no mercy or give no mercy, and that's the thing that I started following more closely was the flashbacks and understanding the origin of why he is who he is, and that's the reason at the end of the last show, the cliffhanger, Terry Silver, I think, is the guy who's coming back.
So you think that the direction of the plot from season 2 through season 3 is bringing us to Terry Silva, and I forget who was the bad boy of karate. I see that's how not memorable Karate Kid 3 was for me, because I don't even remember the bad guy's name. That was
I think it was Mike Barnes.
Mike, right?
I remember right.
Yes. Barnes.
There you go.
Yeah.
By the way, folks, we screw up names. Our apologies.
So the direction that I think the plot is going in, is there going to be an all-out war? Is there going to be because I think this was the first season. I don't know. Did season 2 have a Hill Valley karate tournament? I don't remember. I think
they were leading up to that because of the fact that the two dojos, Miyagi and Cobra Kai, were preparing for that battle. But, that was in the works. And, of course, in season 3, they mentioned they canceled it, because of the fact that, of the violence of the high school. And that's the reason why leading them from season 2 to season 3 had a bigger connection for me, because of the fact that they're following up on that storyline. Well, I also did binge watch seasons 1 and 2 back to back again before I watched 3, because I wanted to do that even flow. And then with the first three Karate Kid movies, to me, I took back a lot different of an experience than you did. especially enjoying Allie coming back because we saw that being teased. So yeah.
Well, did we see that being teased? Because you know that she was a doctor. Now, admittedly, I did fall asleep on a couple of episodes, and with the Play Next feature on Netflix, it just keeps going. So, did they show Miguel's operation? Do we know who did the operation on him? Was it Allie that did the operation? Because that's
No.
where I assumed, they were going, in the last season was, she's a doctor. So now we're gonna break this kid's back, and she's gonna be the doctor that comes in and fixes him.
Save
But
the day.
yeah, but did that happen? I don't
No,
know.
because they hired a specialist, and I think towards the end of season 3, the last few episodes, like maybe the 5th or 4th episode to the end, they showed the specialist come in. It's not Allie, because the mom was talking to him. Johnny was accepted to Miguel's family, saying, "Hey, you can stay," and that's when he had to make that decision to meet up with his son in jail or to stay for the surgery for Miguel. So you saw the doctor there, and it wasn't her. Because
Okay.
Allie, in the last 3 episodes of season 3, she comes in saying she just got back from Colorado, and she's going through that divorce. So remember that episode where the mom comes home and talking about the Christmas gifts for the kids?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where you get her a little bit about her backstory, and
Okay.
then which I thought was kind of cool that they did a nod and a wink to her and Daniel's first date when she went with Johnny to the arcade and played miniature golf and stuff. You saw that little, I guess, Easter egg, I guess you could call it, from
Right.
their first date from the first Karate Kid.
Now, with visiting these old characters from the movies, what did you feel about the visit to Japan that they brought in? What the heck? I see. I don't even remember her name now.
I can't remember his name either, but he was the main villain of Karate Kid 2 because there was a fight to the death to of that movie. And I remember towards him at the end, because it's supposed to be to the death, instead of killing him, he honked his nose. So that's the
Right.
reason why when they fought again in season 3, he did the same thing to Daniel. Let him know that he was cool with what's happened. So I
Now,
guess that was the Peacemaker.
did you want to see more in Japan? Because I think they only spent what 2 episodes in
2
Japan.
or 3, yeah, because they had to tell that backstory. Because in Karate Kid 2, he saves that little girl from, I think it was not a tornado, hurricane, right? I remember saving that little girl, and then of course she made an appearance before he went back, saving the dealership, because she was part of that car company that he was trying to get help from.
Right. So, I mean, did you want to see more of
Well,
Japan and those characters? Because I felt like I needed to see more of the older characters, and that just might be the nostalgia in me that wants to come back and see see the older characters come back.
Well, I think that's what they're doing, sprinkling across the storyline right now, because you got some characters from Karate Kid 2 showing up, and of course we talked about the last cliffhanger of season 3, where they're diving a little bit more into the Karate Kid 3, characters. So spending more time there in Japan, I thought would be cool, but they did enough to help the storyline, and of course pass on. Um Yogi's last little teachings of numbing the body parts
Right.
with the play.
That I thought was really cool the way that they worked that.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice to see that a little bit more. I don't know than the way I guess it worked out. I guess it worked out just fine with the him doing it to Kreese at the end of I guess that was the last episode.
Yeah.
But what did you feel now about all the characters and their arcs? You know, where you think they're going to end up in season 4 and probably 5, because I think they said that 5 and 6 are already signed and ready to go as far as being written, but season 4 they just finished writing it and getting ready to start production for a release next January.
No, actually, the way I understand it was they greenlit prior to the release of season 3, and they're supposed to be start filming. If I remember correctly, January 20th of this year through April is when they'll be filming. If COVID doesn't play a part into that, because stuff got pushed back a week from the TV and movie industry because of this new strain. So, but yeah, they are greenlit, paid for, and supposed to be filming this year to be released at the end of this year or beginning of next year, because that's how Netflix usually does stuff, is they're a year ahead. So once you're watching, the season 3, they already have in the can, the money and the writers and everything for season 4 ready to shoot. And so that's why I've learned through past series. So when I read that about Cobra Kai, they are greenlit prior to season 3 being released. They just didn't have a shooting date until after season 3 was showing on air. And I guess they're waiting for the numbers to see if people were still interested, maybe. But I'm not 100% because I'm not part of Netflix.
Oh, really? Yeah. I figured, they already had, ideas for 6 episodes, but I'm sorry, seasons. But I really don't. I don't know if they can stretch it out for another 3 years.
Yeah, I think season 4 might be the final, in my opinion. I think they'll do too much damage to the franchise if they string it along too much, because you got the first 3 films as your backdrop of seasons 1, 2, and 3 so far, leading up to season 4 with the cliffhanger. Watching that, I already figured. But as far as the character arc, just going back to that, because I knew Allie was coming in, because at the end of season 2, Johnny was on Facebook and finding Allie. I remember him doing that on his phone, and then I think he threw away the phone at one point. Season 2, I'm not 100% on that, but I do know in season 3 he did mention, yeah, he threw away his phone and he was learning how to use Facebook on his computer because he never plugged it in.
That's exactly how I am. I would be like, what? I can do this on the computer. I don't need a phone. I don't need a phone to do this. But now, as far as characters coming back, if you look at the characters that have come back, and we looked at the arrival of Allie. Do you think she'll be back in the next season, or to me it looked like she was a one and done at the end of that episode where they were at dinner together? What do you think? What do you think they'll do with Allie going forward?
Well, I know when she was at that dinner, like you were talking about, and they were explaining how her and Daniel broke up because he was, jealous, and he thought she was, screwing behind his back, I guess you call it. I'm not 100%, but that backstory did kind of help a little bit. And then it brought Johnny and Daniel together a lot better, I thought, with Allie connecting them to, because she said that you two are more alike than you realize. And that was the lead up to them, combining forces for that build up. But yeah, I think Allie's going to come back. She's a strong member of the 2 guys, and it'll be a shame for them not to include her in any part through a season 4. But I have a strong feeling that she'll play a part somehow, but not sure, how they can do it.
Now, other people coming back, there's theories on YouTube, certain YouTube pages that say that you could possibly have Hilary Swank coming back. Do you think that is something from the next Karate Kid? Do you think Hilary Swank would be coming back?
I don't know. I mean, it's a possibility because I mean, I didn't get into Karate Kid, that I guess call it part 4 or wherever it was named. I can't remember because I only saw it once.
It was called The Next Karate Kid.
There you go. And I don't see. I mean, they could bring her in just for giggles, but I don't see her being a main part because they focus too much on Karate Kids 1, 2, and 3 so far. It kind of doesn't make sense because season 4. I mean, like I said, once I saw the cliffhanger of season 3, I was like, well, Terry Silver's coming back for sure because I think his sensei and Johnny Sensei was the CO, because they did mention that in a little bit reference to Karate Kid 3, which is why to me I thought it was important to revisit the 3 movies again and then revisit seasons 1 and 2 before 3, because I felt there was going to be a bigger connection. And for me, at least, that helped out a lot. And maybe, it helped others, or I know you said this didn't work for you, but.
Well, do you think that's who he called at the end of that final episode was Terry Silva?
Well, yeah, because of the fact that he was the one of the 3 guys in Nam that came back in Karate Kid 3. That's the reason why he showed up, and he was more successful, richer, but he was evil and he bribed the cops and stuff. So yeah, and then of course his protege fought Daniel in Karate Kid 3, and I could see that character, Mike. What was his name again?
Barnes.
Yeah, that coming back as well. So I really think that that's where it's going, but it's Hollywood. You never know.
Right. So, as far as the total encompassment of this season, what are your final thoughts? Did you enjoy it as much as the others? Because I've already watched season 1, and I've watched season 1 5 times. I've watched season 2 3 times. I have no desire to watch season 3 again. I've seen it, and I'll just maybe catch up when 4 comes out. But what do you think?
For me, like I said, I took it a lot different than you did. But then again, I enjoyed the movies growing up. The Karate Kids 1, 2, and 3 was the 3 I enjoyed. Of course, 3 I got into more because they're trying to turn Daniel against Miyagi. So that's probably the reason why I got into a little bit easier than you did. But yeah, my final thoughts, I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed seasons 1 and 2. Season 3, to me, kind of opened up some more stuff in the backstories, and looking forward to 4. But for me, I mean, I enjoyed it. But then again, I'm a fan.
Yeah. You know what? It is something to watch. Is the way you can spend a couple of days and have something to watch, and that's the way I feel about it. So, if you had to give it karate chops, how many I would give it out of 5. I would probably give this 3 karate chops. How about you? Or three blocks of ice.
There you go. I would give it a solid 4, just because of the fact that they rushed too much the healing of Miguel, and it was nice seeing Dee Snider come back from Twisted Sister days to help him find his healing process. But yeah, I mean, I give it 4 out of 5 karate chops for ice blocks.
All right. Well, thank you, Jeff. We appreciate your time. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Geek and I reviews. You can catch us every week. We're going to be reviewing some stuff. We got video games, we got TV shows, we got movies that are coming out. We have collectibles. And I know Jeff is full on into the collectibles. So when...
Oh, yeah. Still loving this bad boy.
That's it. So thank you very much for watching and liking and subscribing, and leave your comments on what you think season 4 holds for the Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid franchise. Let us know where you think we're idiots, especially me, because I did not really enjoy it that much. We'll just leave it at that and say thank you again for watching, and we will
see you on the next one. Laters.